On October 7th, Hamas carried out a brutal terror attack in Israel, killing nearly 1,000 civilians, sparking the bloodiest war in the Middle East for decades. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi soon voiced support for Israel, saying India stands against terror in all its forms. Now 1 lakh or 100,000 Indian workers are being lined up to help rebuild Israel after a wave of rocket attacks from Gaza not only destroyed infrastructure but also the very social fabric of the nation. But why does Israel seek 1 lakh Indian workers? Who will they replace? And 1 month on, what is the status of Israel's siege of Gaza? India and Israel are strategic partners. India is also a major purchaser of Israeli defense products. Israel is the 4th largest defense supplier to India, behind Russia, France and the United States. India-Israel trade ties are also booming. Indian exports of petroleum products to Israel reached an all-time high in 2022-23, resulting in a 37% spike in bilateral trade. The latest development also holds economic implications for India. According to reports, Israeli construction sector has asked the government to allow enterprises to hire 100,000 Indian workers. They will replace the 90,000 Palestinians whose work licenses have been revoked since the start of the war. Israel's latest policy shift aligns with India's vote abstention in the United Nations General Assembly. The resolution demanded a speedy resolution to the Israel-Hamas conflict. The decision made by India shows a solid and expanding strategic partnership with Israel. The report states that about 25% of the labor force in Israel's construction sector is comprised of Palestinians. The majority of Palestinian laborers come from the West Bank, with about 10% coming from Gaza, the conflict's epicenter. Israel deported thousands of Palestinian workers back to the besieged Gaza last week. Back in May, Israel signed an agreement with India that would allow 42,000 Indian workers in Israel, primarily in the construction and nursing sectors. Remittances are expected to rise significantly as a result of labor market shift in Israel that now favors Indian workers, improving the financial situation of those engaged in employment abroad and binding the fortunes of India and Israel more closely on an economic front. Meanwhile, Israel has refused ceasefire and its troops have reached the heart of Gaza City, destroying numerous Hamas strongholds in the process. And Prime Minister Netanyahu has declared that Israel will ensure security in Gaza for the foreseeable future, which is a clear indication that Israel has no intention of halting its operations anytime soon before the Hamas terror network is completely dismantled. The humanitarian situation too continues to worsen. India's stand has been clear. Hamas terror attacks on Israel must end, but a two-state solution is the only route to lasting peace. If you found this news report informative, then subscribe to our channel or click the like button so that it can reach more viewers.